Every supply chain leader faces the same question. Should we own our railcars or lease them? It's not just about cost. It's about flexibility, capital, and how your shipping volume actually behaves. The answer depends on your volume consistency, seasonal swings, and how much capital you can tie up in equipment. Let's break down when each option makes sense. Buying railcars means upfront capital, typically $30,000 to $50,000 per car depending on type. You'll own the asset outright, which sounds appealing until you factor in maintenance, storage when you're not shipping, insurance, and eventual obsolescence. Ownership makes sense if you're shipping the same commodity on the same route repeatedly, year after year. Low utilization kills the math fast. Leasing spreads the cost over time, usually $800 to $1,200 per month per car. You avoid the massive capital hit up front, and you can scale up or down seasonally. Want 10 cars in harvest season and 3 cars in winter? Lease lets you do that. You also offload maintenance to the lessor. But over a decade, lease costs can exceed purchase, so volume and consistency matter. Here's the break-even math. If you're shipping consistently enough to use a car 20+ times per year and you plan to keep it 5+ years, buying typically wins on pure cost per shipment. But consistent is the keyword. One slow year and that owned car becomes an anchor. Seasonal or volatile shippers almost always lean lease. Maintenance and storage create hidden costs for owners. A railcar needs mechanical inspection, wheel truing, and brake servicing annually, $2,000 to $4,000 per car. When it's idle in a yard, you're paying demurrage to the railroad just to park it. Lessors bundle these into their rates and manage the logistics centrally, which is more efficient at scale. Owned cars also face depreciation. A specialized reefer or tank car holds value better than a plain boxcar, but all cars lose utility as older designs get phased out. Lessors manage fleets dynamically, cycling out obsolete equipment before you're stuck with it. That's a real financial advantage if rail regulations or shipper standards evolve. The sweet spot for buying is high-volume, single-commodity shippers, grain elevators, chemical plants, steel mills moving the same product on predictable routes. The sweet spot for leasing is anyone with seasonal swings, multiple commodities, or less than 200 annual shipments. Most mid-market shippers live in the lease zone because volume is never as smooth as the spreadsheet promised. Here's the real insight. Leasing isn't about being too small to buy. It's about preserving flexibility when the future is uncertain. In rail logistics, uncertainty is the norm. Shippers who lease retain the option to pivot routes, volumes, or commodities without scrapping capital. That option has value. Steel Wheel Logistics helps you model this decision with real volume data and market rates. Visit steelwheellogistics.com to discuss your situation with a rail expert.